the last 10 games. They can do better, and they'll try to get on the winning side tonight. We're going to be watching Joakim Noah in this one, former Defensive Player of the Year. What he gives this team goes far beyond what you see in the stat sheet, though. And Shaq, you used to go surfing with him in Hawaii.
Surfing?
Is this correct? Is this correct?
Yeah, we had to stop because, he's a wild child. I'm out there one day. He's behind me. I fall off. When I come up, his surfboard hits me in the head.
Welcome, fans. Thanks for joining us for this Friday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. This is Kevin Harlan. We have Doris Burks on the sideline as well. So glad you could join us here in Brooklyn, the home of the Nets. And, of course, Jarrett Jack. With him gone, we'll see how they get along.
What the trade means to me, guys, is they think some of their younger players are ready to spread their wings and take on a little more responsibility. They're going to get more minutes for those guys and allow them to see a little better.
And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. No idea what got into his head right there.
The Bulls have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point.
This season, in general, has not been kind to them at the free throw line. Only about 71%.
And this year, they haven't quite been able to maintain the free throw percentage they had last season.
That is good.
You can just see the passion and love with which he plays the game. You see how he prepares, the work ethic, the way he interacts with his teammates. And when he hits the floor, it's all about the game.
Not the guy you want to send to the line, Kevin.
The Bulls have shot a good percentage from the free throw line so far. They've made 5 out of 6. Livingston hits both of them. The Nets with the lead. And a wide open look for Freak. They get it again. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there. Earned those free throws.
The Nets shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game.
And in terms of team numbers, the free throw percentage is right at 74.
The numbers from the line, guys, are close to where they were last year. But just a tad worse, so not too bad.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. Talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
Net shooting at a nice 53% rate to start the game. They are sticking to the campaign. And the Nets miss again. Livingston dishes to Bullock. And he misses the go-ahead basket. Shot no good. And a high-scoring first quarter. Both teams really filling it up. Nets lead by 2. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Brooklyn.
It's like a dream come true.
Well, their story is a bit like a fairy tale, the way 2 of them, sons of medical professionals in Spain, have become 2 of the best centers in the NBA of this era. And the first half comes to a close. We've got
Kevin, we have...
Ladies and gentlemen, and now the start of the second half. Neither side jump. And so it's Brooklyn with the win.
Kevin, we have...
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Many thanks, Kevin. So now we move on to our Brook Lopez. He led the way tonight with a double-double and was a major reason why they won tonight. And that wraps things up, folks. Thanks for joining us. For Shaquille.
Hey guys, this episode of NBA 2K TV, we've
the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello and welcome, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. We're glad to have you with us on 2K Sports. The fans are filling the seats out in Boston, the site of our broadcast, and where the Celtics will be going up against the Brooklyn Nets. Last outing for the Nets, they won that game against the Bulls in Chicago. With a record of 3-7 over their last 10 games, they have been struggling. Wins hard to come by. We'll see if they can grab one tonight. Fellas, it seems like so much goes into being successful at the professional level. I want to ask a more general question. What was the key to your success as a player and as a champion?
You know what? Most people would say you would start at the top, but I'll start where it began.
It's game time in Boston as the crowds look to cheer on the Celtics. We've got an action-packed Saturday night of NBA action for you. Thanks for joining us. With Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. And, of course, Kelly Olynyk. Team moving on here without him.
Kevin, I thought he was really an important player for them, undervalued and not given the credit he deserved. That's not to say the trade was a mistake, but I think they'll miss him more than you might expect.
You know, chemistry-wise, I agree with you, Clark, because he was a glue guy. You know, he's a guy that kind of held things together for them in a few areas, and so not having him around might take some getting used to.
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Freak in at point guard. Brook Lopez is out there with Young. Then it's McLemore, and it's Johnson in at the small forward position. Now here's Freak.
Move the ball. It's sticking too much.
Lopez outside. The pass to Freak. Lets it go from 14. Well, it was the Boston Celtics, their last game a loss to the Magic.
And that was one of the few times.
Substitution here for Brooklyn. J.J. Hickson, he's checked in for Young. Contavious Caldwell-Pope comes in for Joe Johnson. Lamb, he's checked in for Ben McLemore. And Freak subbed in for Rajon Rondo. The Celtics have shot 4 of 7 as a team from the line tonight. Several misses earlier.
And as a team, really just middle of the pack in terms of their percentage from the line at about 76.
Yeah, guys, they can feel very good about themselves when you bring up those statistics. Impressive numbers.
The Celtics with the lead. And so they foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Yeah, you just have to be more disciplined. I mean, too many fouls and free throw attempts for the opponent.
You know, it's one of the things coaches like least is giving away points. I mean, they've been a step late. They've been caught reaching. They've got to tighten things up at the defensive end.
The Celtics have not shot all that well from the free throw line, 6 of 11. That's good from Rozier. And he makes both free throws. Freak